no, listen up. Billy Ocean, the man, the myth, the legend. This dude ain't just any ordinary singer. He's a straight-up icon, Caribbean Queen. And when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Had us vibing hard back in the day, but trust, there's a whole lot more to his story than just bangers and platinum records. Billy's journey is packed with grind, success, a little bit of drama, and of course, that classic ocean smoothness that made him one of the most unforgettable voices in R&B and pop. So, let's rewind and get into the life of the one and only Billy Ocean. Born Leslie Sebastian Charles on January 21st, 1950.
I was born in Trinidad.
Billy was destined for greatness, but before he became a superstar, he was just a kid with big dreams growing up in a musical household.
I feel I was born to be a musician.
His father was a musician.
My father used to write calypsos on a guitar.
So you already know, music was running through his veins from the jump. When he was 10, his family packed up and moved to Romford, England.
I knew that's what I wanted to do when I came to England and started seeing bands like the Beatles and kids playing guitars.
And that's where young Billy really started cooking up his future. Now, before we get into the glitz, the glamour, and the drama, let's talk about how Billy found his sound. Back in the day, he was inspired by legendary artists like Otis Redding and Sam Cooke.
How many seas must a white dove sail?
Real soul kings who knew how to bring the feels. And in local clubs, trying to get his name out there. He even worked as a tailor to make ends meet while chasing the dream.
Sing in nightclubs at night as a teenager, and then during the day, you were a tailor at Savile Row.
That hustle, unmatched. Fast forward to the early 70s, and Billy was making some serious moves. He started out recording under his real name, Leslie Charles.
To go into a studio and record your first album, which was self-titled.
But let's be real, that name wasn't giving superstar energy. So what did he do? He rebranded as Billy Ocean, inspired by the Ocean Estate in Stepney, East London, where he grew up. And trust, that name switch was a game changer. In 1976, Billy dropped his first self-titled album.
I don't think there's any artist that has been into a recording studio for the first time that is not nervous.
And let's just say, the world took notice. His first hit, Love Really Hurts Without You, was a certified bop, climbing up the charts like it was on an escalator. But Billy wasn't about to be a one-hit wonder. Nah, he had bigger plans. Through the late 70s, he kept grinding, dropping smooth jams, and building his rep as an artist who could mix soul, R&B, and pop like no other.
That really hurts without you, and it's breaking my heart.
But let's get to the juicy part, the 80s, aka Billy Ocean's golden era. This man came through like a hurricane and took over the airwaves. His 1984 album suddenly was a straight-up masterpiece.
After releasing 4 albums previously, suddenly the whole world was listening to Billy Ocean.
And that's where he hit us with Caribbean Queen, No More Love on the Run.
No more love on the run.
A song so legendary, it won him a Grammy for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance.
The winner is
Billy Ocean.
That track was fire, and it wasn't just a hit in one country. No, it was a global anthem. And let's not forget Loverboy and Suddenly. Two more classics that had the world hooked. Billy was out here living the dream tours, awards, and top charting records. And then came When the Going Gets Tough, the Tough Get Going.
when the gun gets tough, the tough get going.
The ultimate motivational anthem that had everybody feeling like they could take on the world. This song was so big, it even got featured in the movie The Jewel of the Nile, starring Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner.
When the gun gets tough, the tough get going.
Let's not sleep on There'll Be Sad songs to make you cry.
There'll be sad songs to make you cry.
This This one became Billy's first #1 song on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1986. And just when you thought Billy was done, he dropped Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car in 1988.
Out of my dreams, into my car.
Another worldwide smash that hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. This track was everywhere, and let's be real, it still slaps today. But hold up, before we get too caught up in the success, we gotta talk about the struggles too. Billy was killing it in the 80s, but by the early 90s, things started to slow down.
If you cannot take care of your own affairs, then you're in trouble. And if it's a case of us having to take care of our own affairs, we're out, then we have to deal with it.
The music scene was changing, and even though Billy was still dropping tracks, they weren't making the same kind of waves as before.
That whereas when you write an average song, it's not attached to anything, but more your emotion and your inspiration and your dream, basically.
So what did he do? Instead of fighting to stay in the mainstream spotlight, Billy made a bold move. He stepped back from the industry to focus on his family. Respect. Now let's talk personal life. Billy's been married to his wife Judy for over 40 years, which is straight up rare in the music industry. The couple has 3 kids, and Billy's always been about keeping his family life private.
I would imagine that your kids and your grandkids have quite enjoyed your appearance there, and the fact that you're notorious for being Keith Lemon's father.
That's right. You know, why not?
Unlike some other stars, he managed to dodge the crazy Hollywood drama with no messy divorces, no wild scandals, just pure love and commitment. But wait, don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean Billy's name hasn't been caught up in some drama here and there. You already know when you're in the spotlight, people are always going to dig for dirt. Over the years, there have been whispers about industry beef and how Billy never really got the respect he deserved from the music business. Some folks say he was overshadowed by bigger names in R&B and pop, while others claim the industry low-key slept on his talent. But let's be real, his catalog speaks for itself.
Also looking at your back catalogue, there's such an incredible number of tracks. Do you know how many songs you've written?
No, I don't, because ambition is a wonderful thing.
And then there's the controversy about his legacy. Some critics argue that Billy didn't leave as big a mark as artists like Lionel Richie or Michael Jackson. But let's keep it real. Billy Ocean had hits for days, and his impact is undeniable. His smooth voice, iconic melodies, and timeless songs have kept him in the game for decades. By the early 2000s, Billy made his big comeback, and trust, fans were here for it. He started touring again, dropping albums, and showing the new generation why he's a legend. In 2010, he even got honored with an MBE, Member of the Order of the British Empire, for his contributions to music, which is a huge deal. And just when you thought he was about to retire, Billy dropped One World in 2020.
We got one world.
Proving that age ain't nothing but a number.
You know, age is a beautiful thing. It makes you realize certain things. I'm going out now. I know exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it.
So what's Billy Ocean up to now? At 75 years old, he's still out here doing his thing, performing and living his best life. He's got a net worth estimated to be between $10 to $15 million, so you already know he's sitting pretty. He might not be cranking out hits like he used to, but his legacy is solidified. Billy Ocean's story is one of hustle, talent, and longevity. He went from a kid with big dreams to an international superstar, and even though the industry changed, he never let it define him. Whether you're bumping Caribbean Queen at a party, or vibing to Suddenly on a Chill Night, one thing's for sure, Billy Ocean's music is forever.